Namaste. Hi everybody. Welcome. Here we are, Adventure Yoga Weekly Tune-Up. It's time again. It is unbelievable how quickly Wednesday comes back around again and again and again. But here we are, it's another Wednesday and it is time. Hey John Stokes, thanks for tuning in. Told you I was about to go live. Let me know if there are sound problems, please, because I have to do this for the first time ever with my phone plugged into the power source. Normally I use these like fancy ass headphones that came with my iPhone, so they're not that fancy. Normally I use those as sort of a condenser mic to cut out background noise, but I'm in a very silent room, in a very silent and beautiful home right now, so I'm pretty sure we'll be alright. My only concern is space limitations, but I have used the Joy of Knowledge, which seems to be an encyclopedia, to lift up my tripod a little bit higher. John says sound is perfect. Thanks, John. I'll give you a little tour afterwards like I am normally doing, but really I won't give you much of a tour since I'm staying at somebody's private home. Instead, I'll give you a little look out into the garden so you can see what's going on out there. It's really, really beautiful. I'm so fortunate to be here, and thanks again to Margaret and Michael for allowing me to come crash at your house. I am just putting on my timer so that I have some idea how long we have been going for. And that looks like it's good to go. Timer is on. Our plan today, hey, look at this, everybody's tuning in. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Martina. It's really nice to sort of see you. John says I might want to try and block the light. I don't see any curtains that would allow that. So yeah, my head's gonna be in the shadow a little bit. What I can do instead of blocking the light is add a little more to the room. Yeah, I know, it's bright on that one corner. The sun will set at some point. I don't know if it's gonna set during class. But my plan today is a flow class. Pretty fun flow class. I don't know if you can really call it that, but I did, so I think I'm gonna have to make it fun. Maybe I'll have to tell you some jokes. Hey Aoife, this whole being on Irish time works well, doesn't it? Yeah, so I'm in Waterford, as my note says. I'm in Waterford because I'm between weekends of the Adventure Yoga Immersion in Ireland, which I taught last weekend in Cork, and I'm teaching this coming weekend in Waterford. Last weekend was a blast. I was so exhausted by the end of it that I have been looking after myself a lot this week, taking it easy, so that I'm ready to go again come Friday night. If you're in Waterford and you're not coming to the immersion, which, I mean, why? Unless you came to it last year, which is fair enough, good excuse. If you are coming in, or if you are in Waterford and not coming to the immersion, Saturday and Sunday morning, there will be workshops as part of the immersion that are open to the public. So those are at House of Yoga. They're from 10:30 to 12:30 on Saturday and Sunday this week and every week of the immersion. I'll be back in, I think, late February for week 2 of the immersion. But let's do some yoga, shall we? Come onto your mat, take a comfortable seat. I'll reset the timer and we'll get going. Roughly 1 hour of flow. Namaste. So you're going to be able to see me most of the time. Sometimes my face will be really bright like it is here. Sometimes it will be darker like it is in the shadows. And I was checking, when I stand up, the sun actually cuts me off completely. But as the sun sets, I would expect the light will get a little bit better in here. And then you will be able to see me just fine. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for practicing yoga. Sit comfortably. Sit up tall. And relax your eyes. Breathe through your nose. Think about the bottom of your pelvis. Engage the muscles down there slightly. Move your sit bones towards each other, move your pubic bone and tailbone towards each other, just a little bit to tone your pelvic diaphragm. Help support your torso, help support your mind. Draw your belly in towards your spine a little bit. Draw your spine towards your belly a little bit. Sit up tall. Keep that engagement at the bottom of your pelvis and in your belly. And add your throat into it. Tone your throat. Begin your Ujjayi pranayama. Tone your pelvic floor. Tone your belly. Tone your throat. Bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Wherever you are in your breath, exhale fully. At the bottom of your exhale, push even more breath out. Hold it out. Tone the bottom of your pelvis, tone your belly, tone your throat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, tone your belly, tone your pelvis. Keep them toned as you exhale. The top of your next inhale, let's sing one Om together. Inhale. Bow your chin to your heart. Lower your hands. Lift your chin. Open your eyes. And stand up. We're going to focus today on turning the sound off on our internet so that we can not hear the dings that come in from our messages while we're teaching class. The thing is, it was Jane, and so maybe Jane is telling me something really, really important about class, but possibly she's just replying to a message that I sent her earlier. So, I'm just gonna, it's nothing about class today, so that's good, so we can keep going. Come and stand at the top of your mat. Bring your feet hip distance apart and parallel to each other, and I will turn the volume off on my computer. Now, I'm going to focus today on what's happening in your pelvis. It's not going to be a massive anatomy lesson. Hey, Oliver, how's it going? Nice to see you. See, it doesn't really need air quotes because I can't actually see you. So today I'm going to focus on the pelvis, and we're just going to pay attention to what's happening in your pelvis. So a couple of landmarks that we're going to play with today. Your hip points, or your ASIS, your pubic bone, your tailbone a little bit. But first, let's talk about what's happening at the pubic bone and the ASIS. So we need to know where they are first. So your ASIS are your hip points. So touch the bony bits at the front of your hips. I know pretty much everybody that's tuned in today, so I think I know everybody that knows where these are. The pubic bone, it might be a little bit harder to find, but it's actually pretty straightforward. If you stick your thumbs together and touch your belly button, reach down with your index fingers and touch your pubic bone. So your pubic bone is right at the front of your pelvis, and it's where the pelvis comes together. Now, with your fingers touching your pubic bone, rest the heels of your hands on your ASIS. And then look down. We're going to work for a couple of planes of balance today as we practice. We're going to work for our ASIS and our pubic bone being on the same plane. So if you look at me from the side, we're not going to have our pubic bone forward of our thumbs or our heels of our hands. And we're not going to have the heels of our hands or our thumbs in front of our fingers, or index fingers. We're going to work to stack them over top of each other. We call that neutral pelvis. So we're also going to work for hips square in the poses where hips are square, and hips also evenly balanced in space. So it's kind of a 360 degree of what's happening in the pelvis. Cool? Sound good? If it doesn't, you can always just turn off your Facebook. Cool, because you got me for this. All right, stand at the top of your mat. Touch the heels of your hands to your ASIS, index fingers to your pubic bone, and then look down. Move your thumbs back so that you go into this tilt where the pubic bone is forward and your ASIS are back. This is what we call a posterior tilt of the pelvis. And then go the other way. Stick your belly forward, move your your index fingers back. So it looks more like that. Posterior tilt of the pelvis. It's what happens when you wear high heels. And then work to just play with those. Move a little bit in your lower back, in your pelvis. And then come into a neutral position, which is when your ASIS is stacked in the same plane as your pubic bone. Stretch your arms down to your sides. And let's come back to our breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Push all of your breath out. Hold your breath out. Tone your pelvic floor. Tone your belly. Tone your throat. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Touch the ground. And inhale, straighten your arms, lift your chest some. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Do that 2 more times. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, stretch through your ribs, stretch through your spine. And exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Place your hands on your hips. Exhale. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, Tadasana. Now we'll move a little more through Surya A. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Place your hands flat. Exhale, step back to Palakasana. Inhale here, stretch your tailbone back. Move your ASIS towards each other a little bit. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, place your pelvis flat, feet flat, curl up cobra. Tone your pelvic floor, draw your belly in. Exhale here. Inhale, lift your chest up higher. Push through your hands, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Bend your knees and lift your tailbone. Exhale, work to get your pelvis into neutral here. Tendency here will be your lower back to round, so bending your knees can help change that. Inhale. Exhale, and obviously you can't place your hands in the position here, you have to just feel neutral pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees more, look forward and walk up to the top of your mat. Place your hands on fingertips and inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Place your hands on your hips, lift your elbows, stand up, Tadasana. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to plank and lower Chaturanga. Work to keep your pelvis neutral, so not sticking your booty up, but working to keep that plane of hip, ASIS, and pubic bone, and then curl up into the cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees. Inhale, lift your tailbone up. Draw your lower back in and exhale. Draw your belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees more, look forward and walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana, Tadasana. Surya Namaskar A, 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, part way. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale. Work to bring your pelvis into neutral here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, walk or float. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Uttanasana, exhale. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees, look forward, float or walk. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Tadasana. Exhale. One more Surya Namaskar A on your own, and I'll tell you a little story since I promised a fun flow. Go. So I just posted this article on my Facebook page, my personal page, and it was that the Pope has written a statement claiming that the serpent in the Bible, when he told Eve that eating the apple would do whatever it was supposed to do, and when he did that, that was the first example of fake news, which I thought was really fascinating because in my mind, a made-up story in a book of made-up stories really doesn't constitute one example of fake news, but a whole book of fake news, and the Pope didn't seem to realize that. So yeah, that was my little fascinating fact for you, what we did the last Surya Namaskar. Cool. Bring your feet together. Welcome to Adventure Yoga. Bring your feet together. Place your hands on your ASIS so that your fingers touch the front of your pelvis. Then move that back as you bend your knees. Work to lower your hips to the same height as your knees and then stretch your arms up. Utkatasana. If you're feeling extra fancy, look up, bring your hands together. Move your thumbs back, sit deeper. Move your ASIS back, start your tailbone down, but still work for neutral pelvis here. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Tone your belly, tone your pelvic floor, and lift your chest. Stay here for your exhale. Push down for your hands and your toes. Inhale. Tuck your toes. Exhale. Down dog. Spin your right heel down. Step your left leg forward. Rise up. Bring your hands to your hips. So we're going to do a slower warrior one because I talked about working 360 degrees of our pelvis here. And here a couple things happen. With your left leg forward and your right leg back, your left hip tends to be higher. And your right hip tends to be back more. So we got to balance all of that out, or at least do our best. So touch your ASIS again. Don't worry about how far forward your left knee is for the moment. Pull your left hip back, left ASIS specifically. Pull your right ASIS forward and get them as close as you can to on the same plane of existence. And then check their height out. If you need to lift up your right hip a little bit more, lift up and draw down through the left ASIS until you get them close to as evenly balanced as possible. Then, with your left knee bent some, push down through your back foot, push down through your torso so that your knee stretches forward. Point your knee straight ahead. Work to get your knee over your ankle without opening up the right side. Keep it moving forward. Keep it lifting up to find balance. Then stretch your arms up. And if you have wide shoulders or tight shoulders and you want to keep your hands here, do that. Or stretch your hands up. Bring your hands together. Look up. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, bring your fingertips down to the ground. Lift your right heel. Place your hands flat. Step back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Spin your left heel down. Step your right foot forward. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your torso. Unbend your right knee some, and we'll do that same work. Touch your ASIS. Pull your right ASIS back. Pull your left ASIS forward. And then check out their height in terms of space, where your left ASIS tends to be a bit lower here. Work to balance them. Then push down through your left foot, push down through your pelvis, stretch your right knee forward, and do your best to not let your left hip move back. And we didn't do it on the other side, so let's do it here. Touch your thumbs to your belly, index fingers to your pubic bone, and rest the heels of your hands on your ASIS, and then work to find neutral pelvis here. Work to get everything squared and balanced to the front of the room. Keep stretching your right knee forward. Keep all of that. Tone your pelvic floor. Tone your belly. Stretch your arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. Bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your left heel. Step back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees, look forward and float or walk. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Make your way to Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale. Inhale, up dog. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly. Exhale, down dog. Step your left leg forward, right heel down. Inhale, warrior 1. Stay here for an extra breath. Exhale. Square your hips. Neutralize your pelvis. Inhale, bring your hands down. Exhale, step back to plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right leg forward. Spin your left heel down. Rise up. And we'll take the extra breath here too. Square your hips. Neutralize your pelvis, which is what I'm going to start calling it now. Inhale, bring your hands down, and exhale, step back to plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale. Lift up for your tailbone. Move your pubic bone back towards your thighs as you exhale. Inhale. Draw your belly in. Draw your lower back in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees. Look forward and float or walk. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Utkatasana. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. That's right, it's speeding up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg forward, right heel down. Inhale. And warrior 1 is over. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg forward, left heel down. Inhale. And chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Steady your breath. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, float or walk. Feet together, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Stay here. You might be able to hear a bit of handiwork happening outside. Michael is busy building a robe cover next to their brand new fire-heated hot tub. So I can't complain because he's building the robe cover so that when it's raining and your robe is there waiting for you to come out of the hot tub, then it doesn't get wet. And the fire is going to be lit on Friday, so I'm quite happy for him to be working, preparing the hot tub to get it all ready for this weekend, because after Saturday I will have taught a 10-hour day and I'll be in desperate need of that hot tub. Okay, that was your little break. Turn your right leg out, Vrikshasana. Slide your foot up on the inside of your left leg. Place your hands on your ASIS. So for those of you just joining us, ASIS are what we call the bony bits at the front of your hips. Sometimes called hip points in yoga class. Now what can happen here is your right ASIS, the one that with the bent leg, it can tend to be higher than the left ASIS. So think about where your sit bone is at the bottom of your pelvis on your right side, and draw your sit bone down towards your left sit bone. And work to find balance here. Another tendency can be to stick your butt back here to help find balance, but instead, rest the heels of your hands on your ASIS, rest your thumbs on your pubic bone, find your stability, Stephen, cool, there it is, and then work to bring the heels of your hands and your index fingers onto the same plane, the frontal plane. Draw your right sit bone towards your left sit bone, so your ASIS are also at the same height. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, bring your hands to prayer. Vrikshasana. Stretch your right arm back. Point your right knee forward. Lift your right knee a little higher. Hold the outer edge of your right foot and stretch it towards the camera. Or maybe that's just me. Stretch your right foot forward. Stay here. But what's happening is your right ASIS is probably lifted again. So take your mind back to your right sit bone. Draw it towards your left sit bone. Engage your Mula Bandha a little more balanced so that you can stay standing here. Now change hands. Bend your right knee. Grab your big toe with your right fingers. Grab your thumb around it. Stretch your left arm out for support. Externally rotate your right hip. Move your right ASIS towards your left ASIS. Move your right sit bone towards your left sit bone. We're going there. And then keep your right knee lifted. Start to unbend your right knee. Touch your arm and leg together. Keep your right knee bent. Then move your sit bone towards sit bone. Instead of doing that, draw it in. There. Work to find balance. Work to find stability all around your pelvis. And if you can open up your right leg without throwing yourself off balance, or at least being able to come back to it, do that. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Bend your right knee. Release your leg. Tadasana. Told you, fun flow, right? Cool. Uh-oh, we got a comment. I'm gonna see what it is. Peter Goodman. Hey, Peter. I am teaching at House of Yoga when I'm here, Peter. Peter Goodman, some of you who are from Waterford will know because he comes here to teach. Turn your left leg up. Slide your left foot up on the inside of your leg. Vrikshasana. Bring your hands to your ASIS again. So Peter and I go way back. We've known each other probably 10 years. And I love seeing his announcements for workshops when he comes to Ireland, because we do intermingle with the same community. It's really nice. Thanks for tuning in, Peter. So touch your ASIS, and again here, it's going to be the opposite, but same thing as was happening on the first side. Your left ASIS is probably a little bit higher than your right ASIS. So to counter that, tighten up your left sit bone, draw it in towards your right sit bone. And then let's check out our neutral pelvis. So touch the heels of your hands. Don't fall. Touch the heels of your hands to your hip points. Touch your index fingers to your pubic bone, and instead of, I'm going to turn sideways here, instead of sticking your butt out, work to find, I'm just tripping on my yoga mat. Instead of sticking your butt back, work to bring your pubic bone in line with your hip points. Cool. Turn around again. Yeah, trying to do all that without falling. Super fun. All right, bring your hands to your heart. Just not stable right now on this side. So the best thing to do when that happens is not just totally fight it, but to come down, center. I'm gonna get you out of this pose really quickly, don't worry. Stretch your left arm back. Point your left knee forward. Lift your knee a little higher. With your right hand, hold the outer edge of your left foot. Then lift your foot, stretch it forward. Again here, do that same work with your sit bones. Draw your left sit bone down, in towards your right sit bone, stretch up through your spine. Vinyasa Padagustasana. And we're going to change it up. Bend your left knee, change your arms. Hold your left big toe with your left hand. Stretch your right arm out to the side. Lift up through your right knee. Turn your left knee in. Move your left sit bone towards your right sit bone and lift your left heel. Touch your arm to your leg. And maybe straighten your left leg. No bonus points for that. So I'm going to come back to the bent knee because my right leg is really feeling it. We've been here a while. No excuses though. Just feeling it. A little unbalanced on the side. Bend your left knee, everybody. Place your left foot on the ground. Whew, shake it out. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Stretch your arms out. Bring your feet together. Bring your hands together. Look up. Curl to the right. Side crescent. In Doodleasana. Push your hips to the left. Stretch long and curl. So here your pelvis will be less balanced, but still work to have it in the neutral position. Come up, curl to the left, move your hips to the right. Come up, go to the right, hips to the left. Come up, go to the left, hips to the right. Come up. Bring your arms down to your sides, Tadasana. Turn your right leg out, Vrikshasana. Bring your hands to your heart, make your pelvis neutral and balanced. Parivritta Hasta Padagustasana. Point your right knee forward, hold the outer edge of your foot with your left hand, straighten your right leg, stretch your left leg back, make your pelvis neutral and balanced in space. Bend your right leg. Grab your big toe, stretch your left arm out, Utthita Hasta Padagustasana. Either keep your knee bent, touching your arm to your leg, or straighten your leg out to the side. Tadasana. Vrikshasana, left leg. Find neutral in your pelvis. Point your left knee forward. Hold the outer edge of your foot with your right hand. Parivritta Hasta Padagustasana. Find neutral in your pelvis. Work to have your ASIS also on the same height. Utthita Hasta Padagustasana. Change hands. Hold your left foot with your left hand. Stay with knee bent. Or straighten your leg. Not here as long on this side. Tadasana. Bring your feet together, stretch your arms up, hands together, look up, curl to the right. Crescent pose, again. Indudalasana. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, move your hips back, Utkatasana. Inhale. And sit. Deeply, deeply, deeply. Come into Malasana. If you need to separate your feet as much as you need to so that your feet can stay flat on the ground. Or you can do Malasana, feet together. That's where it eventually goes. That's how we get to Pasasana, noose pose, or true Malasana, garland pose. Bring your thumbs to your heart, lift up through your heart, and lengthen through your neck. Push back through your arms into your legs and squeeze your legs into your arms. Sit down. Stretch your arms out. Lift your feet till your shins are parallel to the ground. Get your sit bones so that they're brushing the ground here. Bring your heels to the ground. So that cue is bring your pelvis to neutral. Most common here in Navasana is that we round our back. So what I want you to do here is pull your flesh of your butt back, feel your sit bones on the ground, keep them on the ground. Hold the backs of your thighs, your hamstrings, stretch up through your spine. Lift your right heel so your right shin is parallel to the ground. Sit bones still on the ground, all good. Bring your right heel down. Lift your left heel, shin parallel to the ground. Cool. Sit bones still on the ground. So you can do it with each foot lifted. Can you do it with both feet lifted? Let's see. Sit bones on the ground, lift your right heel, lean back a little bit, not roll back. Keep your sit bones touching the ground. Lift your left heel. Super challenging. Squeeze your legs together. Stretch your arms out. Draw your lower back in, tone your belly, tone your pelvic floor. And if you can keep your sit bones touching the ground and straighten your legs, do this version of Paripurna Navasana. Full pose. Stretch your spine. Tone your belly. I just heard Jane and Noah, both in my head there, because I looked at my legs and they were, let's see, I'll turn sideways. I was doing this. I was here. And I heard them both say to me simultaneously, Stephen, straighten your legs. Okay. Those are pretty good teachers to have. Cross your ankles, bring your feet to the ground, take a moment in Sukhasana. Sit up tall, just come back to your breath, because in Navasana it's easy enough to lose it. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, tone your throat, steady your breath. Stretch your arms up. And exhale, twist to the left. Tone your pelvic floor. Touch your right hand over your left knee, touch your left fingertips to the ground, and keep twisting. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, tone your throat. Stay in the twist, and with an inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale here. And exhale, twist to the right. Left hand above your right knee, right fingertips to the ground. Sit up tall, tone your pelvic floor, and twist. Stay in the twist, stretch your arms up, inhale, and exhale, untwist. Bring your fingertips down to the ground, lean back, lift your shins. Bring your shins parallel to the ground. Lean onto your right hip. You won't be on your sit bones anymore. They'll be lifted off the ground. Your arms to the left. Pedal your arms and legs. Cosmic abs time, everybody. Draw your belly in though, so you're toning your belly. And lower part way. Switch sides. Lean onto your left hip. Arms to the right, knees to the left, pedal your arms and legs. Oh yeah, good times. Draw your belly in, draw your lower back in. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides, come up part way. Switch sides. Switch sides. Switch sides. And sit up. Downward facing dog. Come on to your outer edge of your right foot. Stack your left foot on top of your right. Stretch your left arm up. If this variation of Vashisthasana isn't available to you, step your left foot in front of your hips. Point both feet in the same direction. Your choice. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Bring your left arm down. Reach it underneath you. Reach it back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at your device and see me doing it. I call them Vashisthasana curls. Inhale, reach up. We're doing 5 on each side. Exhale, curl. That's 2 though. Inhale up. Exhale, curl. Inhale up. Exhale, curl. Tone your belly floor, tone your belly. Inhale up, 1 more. Exhale, curl. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Good thing, only 2 sides to our body, so we only have 1 more side to do. Left foot, outer edge of your left foot, stack your right foot on top, or step it in front of your hips. Vashisthasana stage 1. And then exhale, look down, reach back behind you, underneath you. Inhale up. This is good for your obliques. Exhale to curl. Every time you do that wobbling and you hold yourself in the pose, you're building strength. Exhale, curl. Inhale up. Exhale, curl. Only 1 more, as long as I can count to 5, which I think I can. Exhale, curl. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Come down to your knees, place your feet flat, sit on your heels. Tremulous pose. So I've been using the Darren Rhodes practice resource manual in the immersions that I'm teaching right now. I've transitioned from Light on Yoga as my yoga Bible to Darren's book as my yoga Bible. And he calls Lolasana tremulous pose, which means like trembling, like quivering pose. So it's accurate for what we do in this pose, definitely. Place your hands sort of outside your knees on the ground. Lean forward and lift your butt up. I'm going to turn sideways, so if you're watching the camera or watching your device, you can do this. Lift your butt up. Bring your butt down. Walk your hands back. Push down into your feet. Lean back. Lift your knees up. They won't come up as far as your butt came up. Then lean forward. Walk your hands in beside your knees and lift your butt up. Sit down, walk your hands back, lift your knees up. Cool. Okay, so that's so far so good. Now bring your hands about halfway between your butt and your knees. Lean forward a little, push down through your feet, lift your butt up. Keep your butt lifted. This time, lean your torso back, push into your feet, lift your knees up. So now it's butt and knees off the ground. Now lean forward and lift your hips higher. Bend your knees, bring your feet off the ground. And quiver, tremble, tremulous pose. Lolasana. Bring your knees down, feet down. Shake it out. Cool. 1 more. If you only do it once, it's not really Vinyasa, right? So just keep breathing and it's Vinyasa, and we'll do it twice. This time, we'll do fewer stages. So place your hands midway between your hips and your knees, flat on the ground. Lean forward, lift your butt up. Push down through your toes, lean back, lift your knees up. Lift your butt higher. Really lift your butt a lot. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, bend your knees to bring your feet off the ground and tremble as much as you need to. Dangle a little bit. And then come down. Good one. Move your hips over to the right. Place the top of your left foot on the sole of your right foot. Take your right hand, hold above your left knee. Take your left hand, reach back behind you. Tone your pelvic floor. Use your left hand to push back so that you can bring your pelvis closer to neutral. Draw your lower back in and sit up. and twist. Bharadvajasana. And then I like going the other way as well. So take your left hand above your right knee, take your right hand back behind you, and twist the other way. Move your right hip towards your right knee. And I've got this wall here, so I get a little bit more opening in my chest. It's quite nice. Come back to center. Move your hips, lift your hips up, move them over to the left. Place the top of your right foot on the sole of your left foot. And then get both knees to the ground if it's possible. Take your right hand above your left hand above your right knee. Take your right hand back behind you. Push away from you with your right hand so that you can, instead of leaning back, sit up more. Bring your pelvis closer to neutral. Then look over your right shoulder. And then switch sides. Bring your right hand above your left knee. Left hand way back behind you. And twist, look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Bring your heels onto your butt onto your heels, and sit up. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, sit up tall. Come to your Ujjayi Pranayama. Walk your hands forward, come onto your belly, and lie down, belly down on your mat. Prone position. Bend your knees, point your toes. Reach back, grab the tops of your feet. Instead of your shoulders touching the ground, lift the head of your arm bones up so that your shoulders draw towards each other on your back. Start your tailbone back towards your knees. Lift your shoulders, lift your feet up, straighten your legs as much as you can here. So chin still on the ground, shoulders off the ground. Then kick back with your legs to lift your chest up. Adjust your glasses if needed. Lift up high enough so that you're still on camera. And smile. Dhanurasana. So if your tendency is knees wide, instead work to squeeze your thighs towards each other and stretch your knees straight back. Tone your pelvic floor and tone your belly to help stabilize your pelvis. And lift with your lower back. Lift with your upper back. Lengthen through your neck. And lower down. Pause here. Steady your breath. Think about your pelvis even here while you're resting. If your butt is sticking up into the sky, if you can feel your pubic bone starting to lift away from the ground, and if you feel any tension in your lower back, really focus on neutral pelvis. You can feel your ASIS and your pubic bone here, so make sure that they're in one plane, which is touching the ground. Keep that. Bend your knees. Reach back for the tops of your feet. Lift your shoulders. This time we'll go the opposite direction. Lift your head and chin first. Then kick back with your feet. Lift your legs up. Keep hugging your thighs towards each other. Push down through your pubic bone. Lift your chest. Dhanurasana. Bow pose, like an archer's bow, not like a tied up bow. Lengthen through your neck. And lower down. Roll over onto your back. Now we'll do the opposite, but similar pose. So bridge pose is on our back, but really, really similar to Dhanurasana. Now I've been doing some research on what other teachers say about bridge pose, and one of the things I see a lot is people telling you to relax your belly. But I don't want you to relax your belly, I want you to keep it toned. Not engaged like furiously, but toned, like I'm instructing you to tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly. So here, with your knees bent in your setup, exhale fully, and then exhale more. Hold your breath out, tone your belly, tone your pelvic floor. If you've pushed all of your breath out, that's already happening. Keep that slight engagement. Stretch your tailbone towards your feet. Inhale. And exhale. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, and inhale, lift your pelvis up. Lift your shoulders and tuck your shoulders in. Interlace your hands. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So here, I don't want your belly just letting go and distending. Instead, tone your belly slightly. Support your pelvis, support your spine as you do a back bend. Lift through your upper back so you're not just lower back bending. Release your hands, lower down. Let's make it a little more furious and fun in our flow. Bring your knees into your chest, rock back and forth, and then rock over, jump back or walk back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. I know that was unexpected. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, exhale, look forward and float or walk. Sit down, lie down, bend your knees. Now it's like a little bit of Ashtanga thrown in. And then again, here, neutralize your pelvis, tone your belly, lift your pelvis. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. We're going to do 3 of this little thing. Push your shoulders down, tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly. Work to line up your hip points so one isn't higher than the other. Lower your pelvis, now you know it's coming. Knees into your chest. And rock up and over. Jump back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Exhale fully. Bend your knees, look forward. Float or walk. Sit down. Lie down. One more. Inhale, lift your pelvis. Exhale, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Tone your belly, lift your hips. Lower your pelvis, bring your knees to your chest. Inhale. And exhale, rock and roll, jump back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Turn around. Sit down. Stretch your legs out. Yeah. I don't know why, I just felt it coming on. We had to do it. So, stretch your legs out, but bend your right knee in now. Pull your heel in towards your pelvis. Marichyasana, C. With your left hand, hold in front of your right knee, and then pull your right knee over to the left. With your right hand, hold your leg there. Stretch your left arm up, round into your back, and twist to the right. Hook your left arm outside your right leg. Touch your right fingertips down to the ground. Sit up tall and twist. That felt good. Steady your breath. And with an inhale, come back to center. Stretch your right leg out, bend your left leg in. Again, hold in front of your left knee. Left knee with your right hand, and then move it across your midline. And hold it there with your left hand. Round into your back, stretch your right arm up and twist to the left and hook your right arm outside your left leg. Take your left fingertips back behind you, sit up tall and twist. Now I didn't address it on the first side, I was just enjoying the twist. Move your left sit bone forward and towards your right sit bone. Come back to center. Stretch your left leg out. Stretch your right leg out. Wiggle your pelvis back or pull the flesh back a little bit and sit up. Dandasana, staff pose. Now it's hard to touch your fingers to your pubic bone and your heels of your hands to your ASIS here, so you just have to start to learn where neutral pelvis is. It's usually a little bit further forward with your ASIS, a little bit further down with your pubic bone when, trying to reconnect. Oh, just reconnected. We've been having some internet issues at home today. It's my home. So work to bring your pelvis to neutral. Straighten your legs. Stretch your arms up. Good thing is, if it does go out, we are almost done. We're going to do a forward fold. And then we're going to do a happy baby or a child's pose, Supta child's pose. And then we're going to Shavasana it. Move your pubic bone down. Drag your lower back in, stretch up. Fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Push down through your heels. Wiggle your butt back. Work to have your sit bones rooting into the ground. Stretch through your spine. Stretch your back. Steady your breath. Lift your head and chest. Walk your hands back and sit up. Lie down. Bring your knees into your chest and you can choose. Sometimes called Supta Anandasana or Happy Supta Balasana, child's pose, or Happy Baby. I'm going for the Happy Baby, and if you are as well, work to bring your pelvis to neutral here. So it's hard to check out the pubic bone and the ASIS from here, so instead unround your back so that your sacrum comes down to the ground. Keep that and open up your knee joint so the soles of your feet are up towards the ceiling. If you're in the happy baby, bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself just a little hug here. And Shavasana. Stretch your legs out. Tuck your shoulders in. Relax your feet, your arms, your breath. Rest. Process the work. And prepare yourself for the rest of your day by resting. Deepen your breath. Stretch from your pelvis, stretch through your legs, stretch through your torso, stretch through your arms. Move your fingers, move your toes, deepen your breath. Bend your knees. Roll onto your right side. With your arms, press yourself up to seated and sit up. With your eyes closed, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Let's end as we began, with one Om. Tone your pelvic floor, tone your belly, tone your throat. Exhale fully. Fully exhale more and more. One Om. Inhale. Om. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for practicing. Thanks for getting me onto my mat, which is one of the great things that this does. Hey Hazel, thanks for tuning in to class as well. It's really nice to have you here. And I'm looking forward to being back at Yogaya too. I've got some plans we are working on for a little bit later this year. So hopefully that'll work out. And as usual, I'm going to give you just a little around. I'm going to stay in the room I'm in. So this is the view that I have when I sit in this room and work. This is the beautiful garden with all of their trees, and there's a huge garden back there that's quite productive in the summer but isn't as productive right now because it's the winter, but there are Brussels sprouts to chomp on. And then I've got this little sitting room that I've been using, rearranging, because that's the fireplace behind the chair. I had to move it so that I had somewhere to film class today. I've got a little TV I can use, but I can also hang out in, there's a TV room here. But next up for me is making some vegan sausages. I'm pretty excited about that. I found some wheat gluten when I was in Cork. I bought it, and today I'm making some black chickpea and fennel vegan sausages. Sausage and mash for dinner. Sweet. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all soon. Some of you this weekend, some of you in a couple months, some of you when I see you. See you when I see you here next week. As always, namaste.